Hi guys, it's Debbie from What's Mama Cooking For Us. Thanks for joining me today. If you like my video, click the like button and subscribe for more. I always say that at the end, but you know, YouTube says nobody really watches to the end. But anyways, we got three simple ingredients. We got some hot Italian sausage, a 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes, and a pound box of DiCecco rigatoni. DiCecco's the best, and I can't find the big fat rigatonis, like these ones, in other brands anyway. So, and I like the big ones; they're my favorite. So it's simple, it's easy. Start off by getting your water, coming to a boil. Get your pan ready. Start the sausage. We make the sauce in the time it takes for all that to cook and prepare. It's so simple, it's easy. You can do it on a weeknight, and it's delicious. Okay, I know the lighting's horrible over here, but the first thing you do is get a pan ready, put your sausage on to cook. What I like to do is put a little water in mine and let it boil a tiny bit first. Get your pot ready so it can start getting ready to boil while you're making the sauce. Okay, and just to start out, this is a 1 pound box of the DiCecco, and I always open this up. Simple and easy, put it over by the stove. So that's all ready to go. Take your jar. This is a 28-ounce whole can. You can use whatever tomatoes you like. I find these Hunt's ones are pretty good. I love this can opener, guys. I got this from Pampered Chef many years ago, and it works great. And then it has a little hook right here. Kind of looks like a beak. Pops right off. Simple and easy. No cuts. And then what I like to do is I like to put it right here in a measuring cup carefully because they like to splash around. And then get some water. I usually fill it up, I don't know, less than half full. And I like to take my hands, because that's what my mom always did, and that's how we always did it, and crush these up. Use clean hands and just crush them. And you got to be careful, because there's always one that's going to get you. So hold it down inside. But if you don't like doing this, I like doing this because it always reminds me of my mom. But you can use scissors or a knife or something to squish them up. And we're going to squish these really good because we're making a sauce. And we're going to squish them a little bit more when they're in the pan. So, like about that. And if you have bigger ones, they'll get squished in the pan. And then we may need more water. It depends. After it cooks down a little, sometimes I add a little more water. Let me wash my hands. All right, so I just like to simply use salt and pepper. About a teaspoon. And I usually season mine again after it's cooked. About a teaspoon. Definitely some oregano, because I love oregano, so everything tastes better with oregano. Hot pepper flakes. You use 1/4 teaspoon. It's up to you. And of course, I love dried parsley. So a good tablespoon. We're just going to give that a mix. And now that's all set to go in the pan. And that's a simple sauce. And you can add other spices, garlic powder, onion powder. You can put onions and fresh onions and, regular garlic. And put these in your sauce as well. But we're making this fast and simple, but it'll still be very delicious. So in the meantime, I put a little bit more water in here. So it'll be about a total of 1/2 cup to a cup, just to see if we need more. I'm going to keep my spices out in case we need a little bit more after it cooks down. And this is delicious, guys. You could give this a taste right now and see just how delicious it tastes. And we're going to go check on the sausage. So what I like to do is cook these halfway in the water. like that. Just gives them a head start for cooking. My mom always did it this way. She always cooked them in water like this first, and then that way you're sure they're done. About 20 minutes or so. All right, and then you always want to salt your water really well. And then that should come to a boil in just a couple of minutes. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, and you can see the water's practically dissipating. And once the water's all gone, then I'll fry them, which should only be about another 5 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes. I can't remember if I just said that or not. I think I did. And plus, in the meantime, clean as you go. Prep everything, get everything ready, so that way when it's time to eat, you can sit down and eat and relax. And this dinner will be, ready in no time. Okay, and what I like to do, guys, is I like to cut my sausage so that it makes it easier to cook, faster. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to, but I like to do this, and then plus they're already into bite sizes when you go to eat them. But like I said, you don't have to do this step. I just like to do this with sausage because it makes it easier to eat. So I'm going to get all those cut, which will only take a minute. I'll do it off camera. What I like to do is just put them right back in the pan. And be careful when you're cutting these two, guys, because they can squirt out at you too. So see, you can tell they're like pretty much like 80% cooked. So they're going to cook the rest of the way, and we'll be good to go. Okay. All right, so the sausage is all completely cooked now. Now I'm just trying to get it to brown. Our water's just about to come to a boil, and we're going to put our sauce in just a second. Okay, so let's just put our sauce in. Look at that, it's beautiful. Let me grab a wooden spoon. And now we're just going to let this cook and simmer down during the time it takes to for the pasta to boil. So I'm just taking the back of my spoon and pressing down the tomatoes a little bit. It's a little bit easier to do without the meat in there, but you can figure it out. All that meat's going to give it so much flavor. All right, look at how much that's thickened up. So we're going to give it a little taste. Just a little, as it's hot. Be careful you don't burn it. Ooh, delicious. I don't think it needs anything. All right. Since our water's getting ready to come to a boil, we're going to let this simmer for the same time it takes to cook the pasta. Okay, our water's boiling. Put our pasta in. And it says right here on the back, 14, if you can see it. there it is, 10 to 14 minutes. So when you're making pasta, the first thing you do is give it a stir. You don't need any oil. Just make sure you put the salt. Then set your timer for 10 minutes and check it at 10 minutes. But what I like to do is then I go check my sausage and I give that a little stir. And then I give it this another stir. Just to make sure nothing's sticking. And that's all you need to do when you're making pasta. You don't have to put any oil in there. All right, we're at the 10-minute mark. But you can tell they're still a little hard and thick. So I'm going to let mine go a couple more minutes. And in the meantime, my sauce is done. It's just how I like mine. You might like yours a little thinner or thicker. That's up to you. But you can see how it's cooked down. And the tomatoes have all broken down. This one big one I can't get to break down. But I do like to have the chunks of tomatoes in mine. And what I like to do is to bring this over to the counter right now while we're in the last couple of minutes of the pasta boiling. Okay, you see how big they've gotten? You can tell they're fatter. So what I like to do is bring this pan over here so that when I come over here to drain the pasta, everything's over here on the counter instead of go back to the stove. So I always take sauce, put it in here. My mother taught me this, and this keeps it from sticking. That way if you have latecomers for dinner, I can't get it out really good with one hand, but you get the idea. Okay, let's make our plate. I don't like a lot of sauce on my rigatonis like I do like pasta or something like that. So I don't put a lot of sauce on mine. But what I do is I usually put like 4 or 5 of the bite-sized pieces because that equals like 1 sausage, you know, because we cut them and they were 5 pieces made 1. And like I said, I don't like a lot of sauce on these rigatonis because they're just so good. They don't need all that sauce covering them, everything. But if you want to make hot and Italian sausage, what I do is I cut them in different sizes so you can tell which ones are the hot and which ones are the mild. So doesn't that look delicious? We need a little bit more sauce. I love this Lodge enamel cast iron pan. I love it for everything. Let's put a little Parm cheese. You can't have pasta without Parm cheese. And for me, a little bit more red pepper flakes. So let's give this a bite. Oh my gosh. Okay, and don't forget to get your Italian bread out, guys. And let's give this a bite. Oh my gosh, you want that bite? Look at that first bite. So good. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. It's delicious. There's no way I can take a big bite of this sausage on camera, so let's give it a cut. Look at this, you guys. You see that? Isn't that amazing? Am I in there? Oh my gosh. So good. And don't forget the Italian bread. Subscribe if you enjoy this. Now, my lighting might be messed up when I'm over at the stove. So if it is, I apologize in advance. But it's still a great recipe. Simple and easy. Put together on a weeknight. And you'll enjoy this forever. If you start making this, will be one of your favorites. And yeah, this should feed 4 to 6 people. But you might need a little bit more sauce if you're going for 6 people. And if you like more sauce, do 2 cans. But yeah, this is delicious. It's amazing. It's simple. It's easy. I hope you guys give this a recipe. Check out my other videos. I'll leave some up here in the cards above to go check those out. And I hope everyone's having a great New Year's. Thanks for watching. Be blessed, guys.